Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone, this is Cikgu Raja here. So I just want to take this in this video to take a few minutes from you guys. I would just want to promote these upcoming events on 15 and 16 February 2025. It would be in Universiti Malaysia, Sabah. Alright, so this is a SLR camp. Is a 2 days camp, a physical one, a face-to-face, that we're going to uncover about systematic literature review and also how to leverage ChatGPT AI to help us to do SLR. Alright, to write our own SLR in whatever topics. Okay, but of course, especially on the social science part, but of course also for technological science as well. Alright, so just a very quickly skim on the information here. So the price, the fee would be 150 ringgit, and this is quite to be honest quite cheap, and this early bird is we just left about 4 days before 25th of January, so be quick. So actually the standard price is 250 ringgit. There are a lot of things. I'm going to show you a few things what you can expect from this this camp here. Okay, almost extensive one. I'm going to show you quite a bit detail, because when I did my workshop, I always provide participants with pre-workshop or pre-camp information so that they can make the good decision whether they should join or not. So especially this is meant for postgraduate student or researcher that's struggling to mingle or to jump into the complexity of SLR. So we are going to look into SLR and then also hands-on guidance on AI. And if you are interested, you can register here. So, and you can also contact Cikgu Aaron or Cikgu Viti here. These are their numbers. If you can just very quickly take a look. Alright, so I'm just gonna give you a bit briefing on what you could expect, what would your participant can expect from this workshop. So I just want to very quickly show you. This is a framework that I have developed, and I have adapt from different kind of methodologies in SLR so that we can get the best practice and easy to understand framework. So basically, if you can see here, there are 3 main phases in doing SLR. So this is actually a tools, a set of custom ChatGPT. There are many custom ChatGPT that I have produced. Okay, so within this framework, so actually people can click on this framework here. Okay, and to get into this to use all the custom ChatGPT. Right, so I'm selling this, so I will be speaking with the organizer whether we're going to give this for free or maybe a bit of extra money. But this is not the point. The point is you're going to actually learn how to create your own and how to use ChatGPT and any other AI, but mainly ChatGPT to get this kind of framework. But anyway, the framework is actually valid. So this is a final review. You need the title, you need the research question, you need to understand what are the current state of the art, what have been done, why you need your SLR. You need to understand the rationale, and then after you confirm that your research question and the SLR title that you want to do have been not covered, or there are gaps in the current state of the art, we can proceed, and then we can go with research strategy, eligibility criteria. And this guy here is we can just double check our search strategy. This is like a appraisal. It's like assessment, a peer review assessment to check whether your search strategy, your electronic search strategy is good or not. Okay, we can use this as well. And then from there we're going to produce our extraction form, or maybe we have like codes. If we want to do like content analysis or thematic analysis, we need codes. Alright, so we need to prepare that, and then the synthesis plan, how we're going to synthesize our findings, our results, whether through thematic or whether to vote counting or maybe meta analysis. Okay, just have to plan this earlier, not at the beginning of the stage of doing SLR, not during the SLR implementation. No, before starting anything. Alright, and then we're going to understand where we're going to report our So this is what we call as reporting plan, where we're going to disseminate our SLR, which journal, something like that, conference, something like that. And then from there, from all this input here, we then produce our protocol. We can use Prisma protocol checklist. I'm going to show you after this. And then we can, after we complete this, we can do an appraisal whether we already have all the Prisma P things listed here. And then it's optional here. You can register your protocol, whether in Open Science Framework. If you are medical and health, you can consider Prospero. And if you want to go more like a peer review protocol registration, we have Campbell collaboration and so on. But in this framework, I would just go and suggest you go Open Science Framework, because this is quite easy and also helpful as well. Okay, there are studies that use this Open Science Framework to register the SLR protocol. Now we've done the first stage, then we can go on to conducting the review. So using this as this protocol, we go down here and then start to identify from databases, from registers, our potential studies. And then we can also do manual searching, and then we start to screen. We do the screening. There are 2 layers of screening. I would say as the first one is title and abstract, and then we go with screening full text. Okay, there are 2 here, and also here there's a pre-piloted here, just to show that to show that our screening criteria are reliable and then consistent. Whoever they are, the screeners are, or the reviewers are. So to show that we are less biased, or we try to be as much as possible be no bias when screening our studies, and this part we just retrieving full text if we could, but if not, you can just report it, be transparent about it. So you don't have to get all the full text, but if you could, you try your best. But if not, you just have to report that in your writing. And then from here, then we can produce our flow diagram. I'm going to show you after this. And then once we get our included studies, we want to check whether those studies are high quality or moderate to high quality or low quality and so on. And then we're going to give a final decision whether we want to include them or not at the end of the day. Alright, and then from here we just produce. We have our accession form earlier, you remember this, and then we just use this form and then extract data from the included studies. Yeah, and then we got our literature review metrics. We can also have like a summary, like annotated bibliography if you want that kind of things. And this also, you can see the pre-piloted consensus. This is we just discuss with our fellow reviewers or fellow authors to get agreement what we already extracted. Okay, because this is quite subjective, depends on who are the reviewer. So because the subjectivity, we want to be quite sensitive about this. We want to ensure that if reviewer A and reviewer B, or we have, let's say we have 3 or 4 reviewers, all these reviewers have quite consistency in their consistency in their extraction. This is what I mean by pre-piloted. And done with this, when we have the literature review metrics, then we can start our analysis, and then we can go with synthesis. And then once we got that, we can straight away jump into the writing. So here we got like introduction, we prepare our method section, result section, and then discussion, and then conclusion. And also if you you can include appendices. All right. And then after we've done our what we call our writing, we can just like use this Prisma, do a checklist, double check with Prisma checklist. So this framework utilize Prisma checklist for the writing and then for the protocol writing, protocol preparation. So while Prisma, do we have any other things? Yeah, we have like Cochrane, we have Campbell as well, we have JAMA, and there are a few others. Yeah, we have roses. Yeah, I think roses. But this framework utilize Prisma because Prisma are worldwide used. However, there is actually a bit of a weakness. There are a bit of weakness of Prisma, but this framework here, I have considered the weakness. So one of them is Prisma is mainly is for systematic review and also meta-analysis. So not every SLR we want to make meta-analysis. That's number one. And number two, Prisma is more popular. This like originally for in the field of for SLR in the field of medical and health. so we need to tweak a little bit, because like say we are in education field, we don't like go very strict, just like in medicinal, medical or health field. And then because like field like social science, they are very dynamic, so we might consider studies that are not, it is okay if you want to include like low quality study as well, because we just want to get the inputs, the answers to our research questions. So those are the things that we are going to also discuss in the workshop. All right, and then we just go for disseminating. So these are the 3 big phases and all those details. All right, so just want to show you, this is Prisma P checklist. So this is what I mean by when we say about protocol preparation. So this is what the content is. So we need the administrative information, we need introduction, we need meta section. So we need to prepare all this checklist here, all this content here, the data item, the outcome, the risk of bias. Alright, and then we have meta bias if we want to include. And then here is the press. You know, when I say about the press, here is the guy here. So this is the form. You typically give your search strategy. You prepare your search strategy, how you're going to identify which database, what are the search strings that you're going to use, etc. etc. So you're going to provide those strategy to expert in like librarian or information experts, and then ask them to review your search strategy. So they're going to use this form here, what we call as press. This is by Matt Gowan in 2015, and this is the main things here. This is the Prisma checklist. So when you are reporting, you want to make sure you are following this Prisma checklist as much as possible. So we need the title should have this, and abstract, how we're going to write abstract. And we also actually we have like a abstract checklist as well. That is how detailed is Prisma checklist is. So that's why when people say that they are scared about doing SLR, I agree, but to a certain extent not really, because you have everything given to you, not like most of other papers. For this specific, we have like even the titles given, what to put in it. Even the abstract itself has its own like guidance. So this is just like we just have to follow, put down the rationale, the objective. For the methods, we need to mention eligibility criteria and etc. And one of them we have to specify in the results. But most of the SLR papers that I have read, they put this flow diagram in the, not the result section, but in terms of Prisma checklist, this what we call where is it? I'm just looking at the describe site studies, present risk of bias. So for instance, to summarize, provide general. Okay, just gonna skim quickly. Where is the basically what I mean, I'm trying to look into this the flow diagram. Prisma also have like flow diagram of how you identify you do your screening and etc. How many numbers of papers included, what are the database and so on. So we have to report that in the writing as well. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, is in the result section. But typically in SLR writing, they put that flow diagram in the method section. So it's not really matter in terms of the sections, but as long as you have the contents, that is what it is. Right. So this is an example. I think you are familiar. Most of people that are already familiar with Prisma, with SLR, systematic literature reviews. Okay, you have seen this, I think, but some of them may not use this exact diagram, but this is the kind of thing: identification and the screening and the included. What is the final numbers? Right. So we're going to get to understand this as well during the workshop. Right. So just want to show you the quality appraisal. To check low bias, moderate bias, or like high bias of the studies. We typically there are a lot of tools, and one of them is one of the popular tools is MMAT. All right, so MMAT we can use to appraise studies, qualitative studies, quantitative studies, mixed method studies, and so on. So we can use these tools here to help to guide our appraisal. We also have CASP. All right, CSP Critical Appraisal Skills Program. So CSP also have plenty of their tools that can help SLR, you know, risk of bias check, or what we call it, we can also say quality appraisal of studies. But this one is more for qualitative. So there are 10 questions that you have to check, compare, you know, based on the studies, each study that you have included. So basically, if they are all in moderate to high, there's typical numbers, there's typical standards. Moderate to high, you're going to include them. Okay, but if there are some cases, if even though they are low, they are very high bias. All right, they are quite high in their bias, meaning that they are low quality. We can still include them as long as they can answer our research question. All right, so this is that, you know, after this is an example of how we can synthesize. So after we've done all the screening and so on, all the data extraction and so on, and then we want to go with the writing. So this is the parts. This is some example how we can synthesize our results in SRR. So like, let's say we have this is narrative synthesis. This is standard one, like in our thesis. We use narrative synthesis. We also have meta-analysis if you want. If you want to do meta-analysis, you can do this. You can see like these numbers, that effect size. Okay, and then there's this number here, and this number here, heterogeneity, and etc. etc. And we also have thematic synthesis. We have like the themes, the main themes, and also the sub themes, etc. Okay, we have framework. We can use framework. Let's say I use SDT, self-determination theory, to address, to synthesize data based on this framework. We can do that as well. This is really synthesis. They discuss in terms of like comparison, small class sizes, large classes, and so on. So they compare that. Integrative, they use quantitative value and also including the qualitative synthesis. So they are both, all right. And this, I think this is favorite foot counting ones. There are like 20 study, 12 of the 20 here and there. 5 of the studies show that. So this is like the typical that I can see from the systematic literature review. And then we also have critical interpretative statistics and etc. etc. Okay, and I just want to show you a few examples of SLR in terms of their results. So the way the arts in SLR is the results. So you want to show the arts. What I mean by the arts is the visualization. You don't just want to explain to show your synthesis. You also want to make your systematic literature review a bit interesting to the eyes, you know, and easy to understand, easy to capture. So this is some. We're going to look at like 5 studies. I'm going to show you 5 studies. This is how they show their result. This is SLR. The good one from the Q1 or Q2 journals. So this guy here, this SLR, they use like a graph bar, and then they describe, they synthesize in narrative or descriptive narrative synthesis. You know, like a table as well. We can use table, but most popular one is table, to be honest with you. And then they just discuss their findings in terms of like thematic analysis, or they use narrative one. This is like vote counting, right? 18 of the articles, okay, 39 of the studies, 39% of the studies. So this is more like that, okay. And then table again. So and then discussion. All right, let's look at another one. This is another result. So this one they also use but this one they focus on the which countries the journal or the articles belong to. All right, or the authors maybe. So you show the numbers. This is the graph bar, the authors, right? And then this is more like a trend. And this we can also see this kind of results in bibliometric analysis, bibliometric review, right? And here, so this SLR here, they use table and graph bar most of them, right? And then the synthesis, right? The synthesis and so on. And let's look at this one. I think they mix with the table, the graph, the charts, and then they explain, they do a little bit explanation in the synthesis. And then here, this is another one. This is thematic synthesis or thematic synthesis analysis, if you want to call, so either one. So basically they identify the themes, All right, the teams they from their results. Okay, and then they discuss each team. So technology team. So this is discussion in narrative style. Okay, they discuss the example of the study, what they find out, what are the sub team and so on, and teaching and learning and so on. Right, the first and then this, as I say, they discuss the sub team. Right, they discuss the sub team of the team and etc. Right, so there's them. And another one, if you want to look, this one they use table. Okay, this is the results. They use table all along, and this is, I think, the typical SLRs. They use table like this. Okay, they explain who's the studies, what are the studies about, and then some of their categories of extraction. And then they're going to continue with another table for the next research question, perhaps. And this is the third research question. They do another table, and I believe at the discussion they are going to synthesize and discuss all the results straight. So we can do that as well. I think this is much easy to follow. Okay, we just put the table and they discuss, synthesize, put the synthesis in the discussion section, and then they quote some of these. This is from other study. Some studies, the included studies they use, they include in the SLR, their diagram or their framework. Okay, and then they say this is very straightforward and it's quite simple. Okay, so the main thing is, I think, it's not the how. It is important what are the results, and then how you're going to present, how you're going to represent the result, how you're going to present the results in your writing. They are actually important, but in terms of the difficulty, it is, I don't think the writing part is the hard one. The most difficult one, I would say, is you want to find papers and then you want to screen them. Those take a very long time. Okay, this process takes very long time, and most of the typically, if I ask experts, they already done their SLR. I spoke with several students, many students to be honest, and they say when they did their SLR, their first or their second SLR manually without using AI, it takes them they took them about like 3 to 6 months. But after they join my workshop and then I share with them how can they utilize AI ChatGPT, now those process they can complete within 1 to 2 months, 1 month to 2 months. And if they are very focused on what they do, no other stuff, no other commitment, focus on the SLR writing, there are also some participants that already completed the SLR within 2 weeks, in fact. Okay, but that one is the fastest one. Okay, but for my personal experience, I did in 1 month. There are 2 systematic literature review I have done, systematic review. All those are in 1 month. Okay, all right. So I just want to show you very quickly what can you expect from using ChatGPT. So this is from as I said, you can just click on this and then get to the custom GPT. So this is an example of you going to give, your students can give your thesis ideas, this is just dummy, don't worry about it. Alright, so this is thesis and the research question. I just put it in this custom ChatGPT, this chatbot here, and then this chatbot will suggest several title of systematic literature review. But again, this is not the way we do, but this is good for a starter, for a beginner. Okay, because like I said, you want to know what are the current state of the art, what are the issues, and what are the gaps, and then you decide what are the research question, and then from there, typically you start your SLR, and then you get back to decide the final title. But again, this is very good to give some examples, some ideas, some brainstorming ideas what our title could be for our systematic literature review. Give some ideas, some insights, and then give our can make us like have a much clearer vision. All right, and then so like for this one, okay. So game-based learning and academic performance systematic review. So this is the idea and the justification as well. Okay, so what this part do, they suggest, the ChatGPT suggests ideas, SLR ideas that align with your thesis, so that you can quote, you can cite it, you can cite back this SLR of yours, or you can use the information, the data later on back to your thesis. Okay, all right. So then from the title we can actually get, this is another one, another ChatGPT, custom GPT that I have developed. This one, you just give the title. Let's say I have decided this title. I give them and they suggest several research questions. Okay, using like Pico framework, PICO framework, Pico, Spider framework, and etc. And then give like a set. So set 1, set 2, set 3, and the set 4 here, set 5. But again, they are not giving you the what you have to do. No. You is the suggestion. It's just to add the process, to aid the process. How you going? You give like brainstorming. So then you can make the final call. All right. So again, using ChatGPT, using AI, whatever AI, just to assist. So my workshop will emphasize that the AI, the ChatGPT will only assist your SLR. Okay. But there are two things that ChatGPT will benefit you. Number one, okay, reduce the time. All right, and then reduce the cognitive load. I think the cognitive load is the best part because it's going to reduce our stress, thinking too much, thinking too long, how to make decision and so on. So this is good strategy to use AI, right? And this is the example. I just put a systematic review, and as I said earlier, we have to understand what is the current state of the art. So the best way to understand the current state of the art, you look at the systematic literature review, the existing ones. You study them, what they have done, what they are lack of. So we just put this in here. So what this do is going to appraise, evaluate this study. Is it good or not? Okay, and then we get to understand this is this SLR is actually this is like giving you some example. This SLR is overall quality is moderate to high, and also it's going to suggest the gaps that can be we can reduce from the SLR. So we can just give more SLR. This is another SLR I gave, another SLR here. Yep, another one and another one, etc. And then from there, I just told the ChatGPT what are my SLR and my research question here. Okay, I'm just going to go very quickly, and then from there we can actually get the rationales. Why is it good or not? So we already got halfway for the introduction section. We already have what are the current SLR emphasize, what they lack of. So positioning my SLR to fill the gaps. So this is the current state of the art. Another thing that we can do is also using ChatGPT to produce search strategy for us. Okay, for search strategy here. So like search string, what database can we use? Like, should we use register or not? If you want to do manual searching, what can we use? And the screening criteria. But again, as I said to you, I want to emphasize this at here as well. These one are not the final call. You have to, you have to adjust them. To be honest, you don't have choice. You have to adjust them. So basically, it is very, very crucial for you to understand SLR. You still have to understand them. You still have to understand how to do SLR manually. But by knowing how to do manually, how can you utilize ChatGPT to assist each of those process. And I think that is what we can say as ethical. Alright, it just is a tool to help you, not tools to replace you. Okay? And to be honest, AI ChatGPT cannot replace you. At least up to now, until now, I don't think ChatGPT can still replace any human, like especially researchers. All right, so no, but it can assist, it can aid. Okay, it is a better assistant compared to human. Yeah, let's say you are a researcher, you have assistant. So if you're talking about your assistant, your human assistant compared to AI assistant, I think AI assistant is better. But to replace you as the researcher, no, ChatGPT not yet. So you still need to understand the process. That's why this camp going to let you know to understand about SLR first, and then at the same time understand how can you use AI to assist each of the process. This is what I think the priceless about this camp is very, very priceless. And then we can keep going prompt and get the the better search string and so on, right? So in the Bengkel, in the workshop, in the camp, you're going to also learn how to make search string without using AI, because you are going to ask AI to help you how you can check whether the search string given by AI is good or not, if you don't know how to do that. So we're going to cover that in the camp as well. Okay, another thing, this is how we can use ChatGPT to help us screening. So this is the study title and the abstract. Okay, and then we just provide that, and then just this ChatGPT will suggest whether it's exclude, include. But again, we don't just go straight away, okay, exclude, just exclude. No, we have to double check. Most of the time, many of the times that I use ChatGPT and they say include, exclude, I disagree with them. But then what's the point of using AI? But it make things faster for me. I don't have to read through everything. I just look at the point. I just double check this point. Is it true or not? Is it true or not? Is it make sense or not? So I just check that. So it's going to make the screening very, very quick. All right. And this is example of I use MMAT. Remember I use MMAT tools using ChatGPT, and then just provide the study, and then the ChatGPT will help appraise. Again, as I say, we have to double check, and then you say this moderate quality and so on. So this can be included for our studies, right? And I quite agree. Most of the time, MMAT, this using ChatGPT is quite accurate. Most of the based on my experience. All right. And I want to show you one last thing. This is the learning. This is how we can use ChatGPT also to extract data for us. So we just provide the full text of our document articles, and then and then you see I don't prompt much. I just put the title about the article, and then it straight away extract the important relevant data for my studies, right? For my SLR. And in fact, it also gives the summary in APA 7. Okay. But again, you have to double check in terms of it. But most of the time, so far, these are quite accurate. Okay. Right. So there's another study I gave. So you see, it's study number 2. So it's recognized. This is the first one and this is the second one. I keep continue. Give the number 3. All right. And that's it. I have this an example. All right. So before we end this video, I forgot to mention you about another way you can show the result and discussion. So this is using thematic review style. So they use Atlas AI. So you can put this what we call density cloud. I don't know what you call words cloud, something like that. This is key something. I forgot the diagram. You show how many studies that towards this table, and this is very interesting way to show as well. And then checklist like this. Which one has this theme? Which study? Yep. So this is very nice way also to this is how you get the idea. How you going to write? How you going to show? How you going to present your data? You refer to previous SLR. And the good strategy is actually you find the journal that you want to submit your SLR. Look at the journal. What are the SLR already published? And then check the SLR. You can learn something from those SLR. Okay. So you see this guy here, they use maps. This is very nice to show the countries, which countries the authors belong to. All right. This guy here, this is what can Atlas AI, Atlas.ai can do. But again, my cam will not cover Atlas.ai. But from the cam, it going to open up ideas for you as well. Beside the SLR process, you can also you are able to recognize that there are ways of representing your SLR. There's no one way only. There can be many ways. Depends on your research question, of course. And then there's one way you can represent like this. This is the theme, and this is the sub theme or the quote from the theme. And then now you see there's this guy here, condition assessment. So they go each one of them, right? The next one and so on. Okay, the next one. Yeah. So this is very rich. I think this is very good paper, and this is from Malaysian students. So we have to be proud of them. This one. So if we could do something like this, I think it's going to be very good for Q1. This is Q1 article. So we want to aim for this. So we learn from them. And then we have already done all the works for the SLR. Why not we spend a bit of our times to make our data synthesis look good, look handsome, to attract eyes from the reviewers and from the publisher as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'm sorry, as I said, this is going to take a few and to be honest, it's not a few minutes, it's half an hour already. But I believe this pre-workshop, pre-camp is very pre-cam video like this is good for advertisement, of course, promoting, and also give you overview what can you expect from the workshop. Then you can prepare for yourself before the workshop. So please, again, 150 ringgit from SLR A to Z. This is, I don't think that you can find any of this. This is 2-in-1, not just SLR but also using AI, and you can apply the knowledge from using AI for other for your need, for your research need, or for your study needs also. So think about it. So this price, okay, 150 ringgit, 25th January is the last one. So please be quick, okay, before you get the standard price 250 ringgit. That's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope you get something from what I've said here in this video. Bye bye.